Lord
How are
help.
you all doing? I'm Nikita.
Hey, I will.
And excuse me. And this is the Say How You Feel podcast, where we assist budding entrepreneurs get clear about what they need to do to be successful on their journey. And we do this by interviewing entrepreneurs who have already started their journey. And whether they are having total success or hiccups or bumps in the road, they're going to share with us how they've overcome them, what they're doing to overcome them, and all the things. But before we get started today with me telling you who our guest is, we're going to pay some bills. This episode allow Say How You Feel to take your logo to new heights. Whether you need t-shirts, mugs, comforts, or pens, we can assist you with your custom needs. Contact us at 615-839-0788 or sayhowyoufeel@gmail.com. And we're back. So today we are going to be interviewing, and I'm going to try to stop laughing. But the he has one
Yeah.
job. I just, whew, okay, sorry.
What my fault?
Um, the person that we are going to be interviewing today is a lovely young lady. Her name is Amelia Brown. She is the owner of Millie's Kitchen. She has had a passion for cooking for years. As a little girl, around the age of 8, she began playing in her granny's kitchen, where she was the chef who, and she made up her own recipes. She developed a love for watching Food Network. I love Food Network. Love, love, love Food Network. And she was always amazed by the different recipes that each cook created. In 2020, when COVID hit, she took the chance and she started her own business. So we are going to be talking to her. She's going to tell us about what she did when she started her business and all of the things. So without further ado, I introduce to you Amelia Brown. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us today. Totally just ecstatic and very appreciative that you took time out of your day to talk with us. So I do not, do all the whatever, the flowery stuff. We just dive right in and get into it because that's what everybody's here for, right? To find out who you are and what you did. So, first question always, when did you know you wanted to start your business?
Well, so I always had a passion for cooking when I was younger, but when I was probably like going in high school, I was like, I thought about I could probably start a business, and then I had friends being like, if you wasn't focused on men, on little boys, you go to college, you could do something, you could run a business. I was like, no, I always wanted to be the worker, but I don't know. For some reason, during COVID, I really saw that I do have a gift and I have a passion. It's okay to own a business. Like I was nervous. My aunt, she
Mhm.
had her own business, a food business in Pulaski, Tennessee. And
Okay.
being there and seeing how it was ran, that really inspired me to be like, hey, even if I don't have a brick and mortar, I don't get a food truck, I can still do something. So I found my passion in doing caterings and luxury setups and like the
Okay.
art. I really got into
Okay.
that. So yeah.
Okay. I saw that you said that you started selling plates and doing meal preps. So
Yes.
how did you how did you promote yourself for those things?
So mostly just on social media, word of mouth. I honestly didn't think that I would do. I can really honestly say, God bless me. I did not think to be where I am now,
Okay.
but word of mouth, social media platforms. I had my friends make flyers and post, and
Mhm.
I sold plates, and then it was like wing Fridays, and it was like wing Saturdays. Everybody wanted wings, and I came
Mhm.
up with like different type of flavors that a lot of people never
Okay.
had before, and blossom from there.
Okay. You say that you do nostalgic Southern cuisine, and when you said that you were doing like wing Fridays and wing Saturdays. So did you on those Saturdays, even though you did different flavors for the wings, what were your sides? How do you uh
Girl,
what
they didn't even want
interpretation?
sides. They just wanted the wings.
They just wanted the wings.
They wanted the wings. So they helped me. I didn't have to worry about the side. I
Okay,
did.
okay.
Yeah.
So the other days of the week, then what is your take on nostalgic Southern cuisine?
Just I don't know anything southern. I love soul food. I
Hmm.
love it so much, and I always watch both of my grandmothers. My dad's mom, Laura, she had her own catering company, and I remember
Okay.
as a kid going to where she worked. It was like a catering company, I believe, and then she had her own. So
Okay.
seeing her, and then my other grandmother, Alma, she had her. She didn't really sell food, but she always needed food for the family and for the church
Mhm.
functions.
Mhm.
And so I just love soul food. And so I was like, I can make soul food and make it beautiful, luxury, unique, like some no one ever had, and set it up and give it a different taste and mix a little Creole with it. And
Okay.
I went for
Okay.
it.
Okay. Because that's what I was gonna ask is that or ask, do you stay true to what how your grandmother's cooked, or do you put your own spin
Girl,
on
I
it?
got my own spin. They told me they got me started, but I took off
Uh-huh.
and ran with it. So
And you
yeah.
put your own spin on it. Okay. So it
Mhm.
is like Food Network, right? Because we watch the shows, because I love Food Network too. We watch the shows where they, will do the collard greens, but they'll do something different with it to, make it whatever.
Uh,
So okay, so that is the type of food that you're doing. So
mhm.
how did you decide? So you're doing the Southern cuisine, and you have your menu. So you still doing like the soul food? I guess Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday doing the wings. Or are you just doing it every day now?
Every day, whenever someone
Okay.
orders, I was blessed to be able to work full time as an entrepreneur, but I just started back working. So now I just do caterings whenever someone book.
Okay.
But girl, I don't know. On a Monday they wanted. I was like on a Monday. No, it was a Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm like it's
Uh-huh.
Taco Tuesday. People booking for Taco Tuesday. No, they wanted soul food, and I was like, okay, so
Oh,
let's
okay.
get it done. So yeah,
So
it
how do you
worked.
it worked out. So how do you decide what's on your menu? Do you have a menu that people choose from, or do they just ask you for something and that's what you do? Or do you tell them this is what I do?
So on my website, I have a menu for people to choose from with like different varieties of options. And I'm
Hmm.
also accustomed to letting people pick their own menu. If they see something that's not on my menu, that gives me an opportunity to learn a new dish and make it.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Okay. What steps have you taken to uh, owning your food truck if that's still your dream?
well, after watching Food Truck Wars, I was like, I don't think I'm ready for that. And I'm honestly say, like, even with me selling plates, like I love to cook, but I wasn't
Mhm.
really into selling plates. So I was like, if I don't have the passion to sell plates, I'm not gonna have the passion to run a food truck.
Right, right, right.
So I did take a pivot and I just really enjoy catering, like cooking the food, setting the food up, creating an
Hmm.
ambiance and an experience that people normally would not receive or have or never
Hmm.
have experienced at all. That has always been my joy. So I think I was
Okay.
just a caterer.
Okay. So you mentioned that you'll do catering and you set it up. And I think well, maybe not everybody, but I love to see that on Instagram, the reels where the
Mhm.
people have catered the food and they're setting it up. There's this one guy, his is just
The coconut cup, he can turn a grill out of anything.
oh yeah, I think so. Did you see the one where it was they were like it looked like they were like near a pool, and they had all the setup stuff was white, and he put
Yes.
the charcoal briquettes and stuff in.
Yes.
I was like, oh my
That's
goodness.
someone I inspire. Like I really love him and his team. I look
Uh-huh.
up to them a lot. If I could ever meet them or shake their hand, like
Yeah.
They are very inspiring, and I do. I even I send little emails, or I comment on everything they post every
Yeah,
time to let them know, like, someone in Tennessee is watching you and
yeah.
follows you and really look up to you and to keep going because they, like, I saw that they're in the Caribbean, or Bahamas or somewhere.
Hmm.
That's my goal. Like, wow, y'all are really traveling worldwide, and
Yeah,
if they
and
can do it, I could do it.
oh, most definitely, most definitely. And I think that as entrepreneurs, that's what we have to understand is that nothing is out of our reach.
Yeah.
The only thing that is going to stop us is us.
Yeah.
Because no, because essentially, there's even if someone tells you no, that's them. That's their finite thinking of them having limits on themselves. But you don't
Yeah.
have to put limits on yourself of what you can do. I mean, because basically, he had like a it wasn't a chest or drawer, but it was like a desk with the drawers, but he had food in the
Yes.
drawers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh,
And
that's
who would have
me.
thought of that? Like,
Who would have thought of that? So
yes.
even though you may not be on that level yet, but is that what you how do you become inspired about what you're going to do for the setup? Is it something that you come up with creatively, or they say this is what I want and then you go from there?
Really, it's me. They don't even they know I'm gonna come up with something. Like my one client, Tisha, she did her New Year's party. It was like masquerade theme. She told me she had rose petals. She wanted flowers. Rose petals. She had candles. Okay,
Hmm.
boom. Colors. I did not know exactly what she wanted or what she had,
Hmm.
but I know her and I study my clients.
Okay.
And we, with her decorations that she had for her house and what I brought,
Hmm.
everything intertwined together. Like it was
Okay.
beautiful. So it's really just me. And I honestly, when I travel like to Gatlinburg or like Georgia, I never
Hmm.
know what I'm doing. I'll bring most of my stuff or some stuff I don't bring, but I literally do not know what I'm going to do until I'm there. I got my
Okay.
music playing, I'm getting a vibe, everybody's vibing. Boom, I done created something. Just
Okay.
yeah, so it's like off the top of my head, I can come up with anything.
Okay, because I was going to ask you. You mentioned the New Year's party that you did, that you know her, so you kind of knew or
Mhm.
had in mind, what aesthetic to go for. But
Yeah.
when you don't know the person and you can't really study them, uh, what is your motivation? How do you, even though, like you said, you play the music and it comes to you, but
Mhm.
how do you know what to take with you?
I never do. And I laugh at that every time. 'Cause I'm like, oh my God, I forgot this. I forgot that. But it's like I wasn't gonna use that anyways. So some
Okay.
stuff I'll just, if I have to buy it and buy it again on my way, I'll do
Hmm.
that. I do a lot of store shops. Like I have
Okay.
to stop at a store every time. But normally it's just once I'm there and I'm cooking and I'm playing me some good music and I'm vibing. And when it's time for me to set up, I just think of something, anything.
Okay.
Like I'm like, oh, I saw a tree today. Well, I got some wood here. Put some wood down,
Okay.
and so I just come up with anything.
So, um, you had mentioned not only did you want a food truck, but a brick and mortar. Are you
Mhm.
still interested in a brick and mortar, like for people to come in, or something more so where you can have, um, work out of to, prepare?
Something to work out of.
Hmm.
I did like my grandmother Laura. We call her Nanny. She where she
Okay.
was. It was like I don't believe I was a kid, so I cannot remember if people came and like ate there. I really honestly don't think they did, but they just came. They prepped the food there, made the food, and delivered it. And I was like, that's something that I
Okay.
really want to do. That's more. I think I like that more. As far as brick and mortar, as far as like, I would like to actually go to people's restaurants, create their menus and their
Hmm.
layouts, and show their chefs how to do a plate or a like peach cobbler waffle.
Uh-huh.
They might have it on their menu, but they don't got my recipe. And so I
Okay.
would like to show them that. So that's about as close as a restaurant business I didn't realize that I wanted to get into, was just train somebody and go on to my next entrepreneur.
Okay, so something kind of like what do they call them, test kitchens,
Yep.
where people come in. Okay, where different chefs come in or something. Isn't it what it's called, a test kitchen,
Yeah,
where they
it's a
come
test
in?
kitchen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they do. Okay. So that is neat, right? So that's
Yes.
something that's very
Like a lot of
different.
recipes.
Yeah,
I've
that you
actually
bring.
been contacted by 4 different test kitchens in Nashville to,
Wow.
yeah.
That is cool. I mean,
Yeah.
and look at that, because the thing about it is that I think um we put boxes on things. If this is the thing that I'm doing, I want to go into entrepreneurship. This is the thing that I'm doing. This is how everybody else does. Just like this is how I have to do it. But you have to break, tear down the walls,
Balls,
destroy the
yeah.
box, and think outside the box. Because if you try to do what everybody else is doing, then yeah, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Because you need to do what makes you happy, what allows you
Mm-hmm.
to use your creativity and allows you to think outside the box. So that is
Mm-hmm.
really cool, right? To be able
Yes.
to say, even they've contacted you to come into their kitchen, but you could bring, like you said, bring people in and show them this is how you can elevate your dishes. you know
Yes.
Here's
Mm-hmm.
what I did to elevate this. You could take it and add something else to it to elevate it, but here's your
Mm-hmm.
starting block, or starting point rather, to make it bigger.
Yeah.
So when you do your catering, do you just do where you go and you set it up? Do you do where you actually serve the food? How is your what does that look like when you do
So I
your
have the
catering?
2 options. I know for intimate, like private, when they say it's like a private dinner and it's
Okay.
sort of like a caterer, I still do the luxury setups, but I also have a server, and she'll serve your food, or you can make your own plate and she'll serve
Hmm.
your drink.
Hmm.
But I do offer that to have a server, and then a lot of the times people want to fix their own food because they're too busy trying to take pictures and stuff.
Right, right.
So like
Hmm.
I have 2 options that, and
Okay.
really people choose which one. So.
Okay. And how did you come to that? Like, how did you decide to even have the two options? Because sometimes if you're going to do a setup, especially in somebody's home, right? It's intimate.
Yeah.
So you would just
Intimate,
normally.
I try to make it real intimate. Like, and then it's like, I want people to get their money's worth. Like, if it's
Hmm.
intimate, you sit down. Let me take care of you. Let my
Okay.
serve this is too. Like, you paid for this. We got this. Like, we're gonna give you the whole experience.
Okay.
And I even be a servant too. I was like, I can do it. Let me try. So, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not as good as as the lady that I use as a server. She's awesome.
Okay.
So shout out to Amber.
Okay. All right, Amber. Okay. So and then that is very interesting, right? That you realize serving is not my genius. I listened to somebody, I don't even know who this person is. I was listening to somebody on Instagram. She had put up a video and she was saying learning to tell people no when it's not, that's not your area. And you just
Yeah.
have to tell them that's not my genius, but I'll find
Mhm.
someone or help you find, who's in it. So I'm
Yeah.
using it now. That's not my genius. So you found out that serving was not your genius. You stayed in your lane. I'm gonna do the food and I'm gonna set it
Mhm.
up and make everything look good. Uh, and that
Yeah.
is important too in entrepreneurship, figuring
Mhm.
out what's not your thing and being
Yes.
okay with saying it's not my thing, and
Mhm.
finding someone who can assist you to make it do what it needs to do. So
Yeah.
how did you do that? I think a lot of people need to know what the steps are. How did you find Amber?
Well, she's really my little cousin, and she goes to
Oh,
TSU. Yeah, and
come on, boo boo.
she's oh my god, academically smart, like college scholarships. And
Uh-huh.
I saw something in her. Like she's on the chamber. She does something for like judges, and when they're running, she's on the chamber with them. So I'm like, why
Okay.
not give her the opportunity to make extra money? Because I believe in you. I want you to excel, and I don't really want
Yeah.
you to have to worry about money. So whenever you need anything, I always can help you. And she's never even had a serving job.
Oh wow.
She
Okay.
didn't start working. I don't think she worked in high school, honestly. So it's like I knew that she's a good people's person. So
Okay.
that's how I knew I could use her. She
Hmm.
knows business is business, family is family. Like we never even had to have that conversation. Like
Right.
I call her my mini me. So she was really my go-to. And my other friend Mia, I use her a lot too. She helps and serves, and
Okay.
she has her own nail business. And they both like really helped me a lot with my business. And I know some people don't have the luxury to be able to use family or friends, but I
Right.
thank God that He placed them in my life that I can depend on them because they know how important my business is and how I can be bossy sometimes.
Right. Right.
But they take my business to heart and make sure that they follow everything and do everything. I just tell them, hey, what you wear black, all black or black and white.
Hmm.
This is the
Hmm.
menu. I don't say nothing else. They take over. They do everything
Okay.
else. So
And that's good. You know what? Because even though it's family, a family member and a friend, there are some people who cannot depend,
yeah,
unfortunately, on
my
family
mom and my
members and
boyfriend,
friends.
they go talk. They love to talk and get to know people. I'm like, come on, we gotta cook. Like, come on. So yeah, no.
Right. So sometimes we can't depend, so it's good that you're able that you were able to do that and didn't really have to go outside of yourself, you know what I
Mm,
mean, to find somebody.
yeah,
But if you had to, what would you do? What would be your game plan if you had to go outside of
absolutely.
your immediate circle to find someone to assist you when you go to those catering events?
I actually have friends that I know that have certain jobs or have worked at certain jobs, and then I'm a Google addict. I look something
Yeah.
up, any kind of type of serving website that offer just servers
Hmm.
and anything. But a lot of people, like I know a lot of people. Luckily, that's why I was blessed to have such a large variety of networks that
Hmm.
I could always know somebody for something if I have to
Okay.
go outside of my normal.
Hmm.
So social media.
Social media.
Yeah, really
Right.
social media.
Right. And then you just said something that you have a large network. How did you come about the network that you have?
Being my mother's child, that lady, when I tell you she does not meet a stranger, I was all the way
Uh-huh.
in Vegas and someone knew my mother and knew I was her child. Like she don't meet a stranger, and
Okay.
I analyze a lot and I pay
Hmm.
attention,
Hmm.
and I strike up conversations, and I used to be shy, but
Hmm.
once I started my business, it's
Hmm.
not a business, baby. Business is business. Like I love to talk about business and being able to meet like-minded people. That has made me be able to have a large network and family. Like literally anything you need, I can get you an inflatable club. Like
Okay.
I know a lot of people. Luckily, I was blessed that I don't have to worry about stuff. And prayer, I will say that I asked
Hmm.
God to change my life, like and who I was around and who I was dealing with. Like I said, that I want to be more business minded and have more business friends, partnerships, and stuff. And I will say this year, God blessed me with that. I've met a lot of
Hmm.
great people with different
Hmm.
businesses. So it's like believing in God and having faith and asking God for whatever I want.
And
And
recognizing it when he brings it. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah. I love that because basically you had to change your mindset, right? Because you had to know, you had to get it within yourself or in your mindset that you needed to ask God specifically for that, right? Because
yes,
listen to what you prayed. You asked him to make you more business minded and to put those people, the people in your life, basically
mhm,
that will help you on that journey, and he did it. So I
yeah,
think that is really important in entrepreneurship too, is changing your mindset, how your outlook, how you're looking at what it is that you're doing, having the faith to believe in what you're doing, that if God put it in you, he's going to bring about what you need to
mhm,
get it done. But understanding that you're going to have to change something, the way that you're thinking about it as well,
yes,
because then
yes.
you won't even recognize when he brings the thing to you that you
No.
need. You're not even
I
going to
had to
recognize.
change, well, yes, I had to change a lot. The way I think, the people I surrounded myself. But I even boiled down, so I had to change the way that I carry myself as far as like how I eat, the things I eat, certain like don't drink alcohol no more. Like
Hmm.
cut
Hmm.
that out as much as possible. Like really, really just learn his word and really believe in myself. Cause I honestly and truthfully a couple months ago, I didn't have faith in myself anymore. Like I seen what God had done for me and I
Hmm.
was grateful for that. but everything slowed down. And my aunt, she said something to me. She was like, that wasn't your ending. That was just God giving you a glimpse of where you're headed. Like, don't
Mm,
give up. Don't get discouraged. And so
mm-hmm,
I did. That made me like, I'm changing everything. The way I walk, the way I talk, like
mm-hmm.
everything gotta go. The old Amelia gotta go.
Right,
If I want what I want and I done prayed and I gotta make sacrifices, it's time for me to make those
right,
sacrifices and let go. So
right.
yeah.
That's good. That's good that you were able to recognize it, right? Because sometimes it
Mhm.
takes us a long time to figure out that thing, and it pushes back. It pushes back. Uh, I want to say it pushes back our timeline, but
Yeah.
everything works for the good of those who love the Lord. You know, so it works in time, but it does. It pushes you back a little bit when it takes you a
Yeah.
while to figure it out. You, you mentioned that you've gone back. I think to you said to a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you decide to go back, still do your entrepreneur journey, but go back to a 9 to 5? If you don't mind talking about it.
I know. But I need insurance. I knew I had to have health insurance, and my mother stays on me. My grandmother, you need health insurance, you need life insurance, you need to own it on you. But outside of having a job, you need to be able to afford it and not let it ever go. And I'm like, you're right. So, and the cost of living is high in Nashville, and I
It
don't
is.
plan to be in Nashville for long. So
Right.
I was like, I don't mind getting a job. And luckily, I went, like, I've always had great jobs, corporate jobs or corporate
Mm-hmm.
bank jobs. So I applied for a state job, didn't get it. I was kind of upset because it was a work from home. I'm like, man, I got the qualifications.
Right. Right.
I came back better. I got a federal government got job.
Okay.
I have to go in, but it's
Right.
easy. I have the best coworker. I have a great boss. The job is so easy. Like I didn't even take notes to learn my job. I literally
Oh
just
wow.
watched her
Yeah.
and learned. So it's
Okay.
like I'm blessed, and now it's like I'm secure now. My
Right.
business is doing good, and I have a job. I have stay at the job. You got a good job, you can get a pension check. Like I
Yeah.
put all of that into play
Right.
because I want more for me and my family and my household. So
Right.
I knew I had to make some sacrifices. So I feel
Right.
like this year, God taught me sacrifices, resources, and have faith.
Right. And the thing about it is too is that that's the other thing is sometimes when we're on an entrepreneur journey, some people feel like they need to be just full time, but you start your journey and do what works best for you. Because like you said, the cost of living in Nashville is high. So you do
Mm-hmm.
what's best for you and your household. It's okay to have your entrepreneur journey. And if you still are working a 9 to 5 or you need to work a 9 to 5, that is okay. You know,
Yeah.
you figure out how to balance your time and resources to be able to do it so that you can basically effectively do both. You
Yeah.
know,
Like my coworker, she's a chef too. So
wow.
like it didn't get
Okay.
no better. Like I'm at where I need to be right now.
Right.
So, and because she even helped and give me advice, and she did. She went to school to be, I think it was food photography too. On top of being a chef, like
Yeah.
she had a high up position offered to
Mhm.
her, and so it's like I've learned things from her just talking to her. So I just said I'm destined to be great. Like God is really giving me everything I needed. And at first I was kind of discouraged, like, oh, I gotta go back to work at 9 to 5. Like, no,
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. But it worked out, and I like waking up going to work there every day. Like I
Right.
never did that. I hate it
And
going to
then that's
work.
good to be
Yeah.
excited to go to the job because that's the other thing. We get discouraged because of the job that we have that we hate or whatever for
Mhm.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
But it's not time to step out just yet.
Mhm.
So that's the other
Yeah.
thing. You know, pray about it, see what God would have you to do. Maybe maybe you still need to work, but maybe it's just you need to find a different job so that you will
Mhm.
be able to be happy. You know, you be able to be comfortable, not comfortable, not complacent, but be able to do what it is you do so you can have the thoughts you need to have and think the way you need to think. Because that's a blessing that she's a chef too. So that way you don't have to that the thing you can still do your job, but the things that you need, your creative juices can still flow. And
Yeah.
then you have somebody there that may give you some ideas that you can put a spin on. So that is totally
Mhm.
awesome. Um,
It is.
and then I wanted to say, this is a tidbit for the audience. That is one of the things that was worrisome for me was insurance, health insurance, because we still had a kid at home that was underage, and she needed it, but I was not working. So what I did was I Googled insurance brokers. It came to me, and so I Googled insurance brokers because we didn't qualify for the health market straight out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I Googled that, I reached out, and that's how we got insurance. So
That's
even though
good.
I do work a 9 to 5, I still have my own insurance, and I'm not using my job's insurance. So if
Mm-hmm.
I decide to give them the deuces, or they give me the deuces, even though I
That's
may
good.
lose, right, even though I may lose the job, we still have health insurance. So that's a
Yeah,
tidbit.
I might
Um,
need to get with you on that too.
look,
But
and
y'all need to pay attention,
look,
listeners. My girl
I
got
I share my insurance man's number. I mean
yeah.
information with you. I share it with you. Because that's the other thing. And not saying that you should just quit your job if you get the outside insurance, but that's also sometimes what keeps us bound is that, right? Because it is
Mhm.
very important. You need to have health insurance. You really do need to have it. But
Yeah.
the other things, you can go to, the credit union and do
Yep.
your own basically HSA account. You can go to the credit
Mhm.
union and do your own 401k, all the things that the
Yeah.
job offers. You can go to a credit union or your bank and do those things yourself.
Yeah.
So we have to be sure when we need to be there and God aligns us in that, stay where you are. But when
Mhm.
he's giving you the push in the back to tell you you need to go on about your business, but those are the things that keep you there when he's telling you to go the other way, we have to be able to know what those alternatives are. So it's good to do research,
Mhm.
and it's okay to do YouTube University. So that's my
Yeah.
tidbit.
You too. Yes, it is. And I honestly feel like a lot of people of color don't know those like different
Yep,
options to
yep,
have. So
yep,
I thank you for telling me that because I learned something new.
yeah.
Like I didn't know. Like I knew, but I never did it. Like it was always like a job offering it extra insurance. So like the credit union I was just working at, they had someone come in. They offered us our insurance. They paid for our insurance, but they had an Affleck lady that come in, and I ended up getting that insurance. It actually was insurance for my business outside of the
Okay.
my
Yeah,
work insurance,
yeah.
and that's how I learned more about that. And it was like if you have a accident driving, you're covered. Not even your car, but like if you're hurt and you're off from work, boom,
Hmm.
you got
Right.
this type of insurance. So I was like, yeah, that's something that I feel like everyone should know and have the knowledge
Mhm.
to in the
Yes.
back pocket.
Right. And that is so true because if we have to be, and what you said, people of color, our people, we have to be open to learning and getting all the resources because there
Mm-hmm.
are other people that know all this stuff.
Yeah.
We don't. And it keeps us in a bind when we don't
Mm-hmm.
know and we're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But it's lack of knowledge. And
Yeah.
it's out there. It's out there. It's right up under our nose. If we seek it and go to the places to find it and look for it and pay attention, we can get it.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned so much. One of my old managers, she just retired, but just listening to her talk about things that she's done personally for herself in regard to finances, I'm like, I came home and told him, I was like, hey, this is what we need to do. Because this lady,
Right.
what I'm saying? We're still young enough that we can do the things. And
Mm-hmm.
in 30 years, we'll be set. Not having
Yes.
to, we can go ahead and actually retire from whatever and be good. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
totally, totally, totally. All the things. I like that you were able to not even just they came to do one thing, but you were able to parlay that, I guess you want to say, into
Yeah.
you for your business. That is cool. That is really good. So I have one last question for you, and then I want you to share where everyone can follow you, how they can get in contact with you for your services and all the things. But the question is, what advice would you give someone who is afraid to start uh, their food business?
Don't be afraid. My godmother Lecker, she told me, don't ever let nobody tell you no. I took that and ran with it. I don't even allow myself to tell me no anymore. pray. I always, I like, I know people like pray, pray, pray. No, seriously, like pray.
Mhm.
God will give you your answer, and He'll make everything clear. Literally, He will really make everything clear for you to see and to not give up. Because I had that mindset of, I can't do that. I don't got the funds, blah blah blah. Now I don't think that anymore. Like whatever I want, I'm gonna go get it. Like, and I was like, I'm not bragging, but I'm meant to get whatever I want. I can get
Mhm.
whatever I want because I learned that. So pray, keep your faith, and don't give up. And find someone that you can really look into to mentor you, and not
Mm.
just anyone. Someone that you can really see that worship God for one, and is living and walking in their truths and not really, cause I've had some people trying to mentor me that really wasn't trying to hold me back, basically.
Mhm.
But you'll learn that. You're gonna come. You're gonna come. That's gonna come. But
Mhm.
you'll learn to pivot through it all. Like just keep going. And so that's what it is. Just don't never give up. Don't let no one tell you no. Pray. Keep your faith. You'll be there.
Right. I love that. I love the little piece that you just said that you've had people that mentored you that basically they were not helping prepare you for, they were holding you back. You recognized it and you were able to move on. I
Hmm.
think it is so important that we do that. That if we are associating with someone or looking just for mentorship from someone, but they're not assisting us in moving forward and really they're just holding us back, we've got to be strong enough to, we have to be open enough to recognize it and strong enough to move away from it, to say
Yeah.
thank you, but no thank you. And I like
Hmm.
what you said about not accepting no as an answer. Even if the thing is not for you right now, the answer may not be no. It's just not right now. And you keep going until it's a right now moment.
Hmm.
But
The wait, not denied. That's what I
right.
keep on.
Yeah, just it may not be right now, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So I'm
Hmm.
just going to keep going until that thing manifests and comes into fruition. But if I keep going, I've learned the things I need to learn. So when it does come, I'm ready to do what it is I need to do in regard to that. I love it. It was so awesome talking to you. Please share with us how we can how we can contact you for your services, how we can follow you on social media, and all the things.
Okay, well, I want to say thank you for having me, and I really, really, really enjoyed this conversation.
Me
So
too.
I'm on Facebook as Millie's Kitchen. I'm on Twitter, not Twitter. I don't got Twitter. It's TikTok. TikTok is Millie's dot kitchen 07, or it's Millie's Kitchen 07. I can't remember. I think it's Millie's Kitchen 07. That's bad.
Oh,
That's really bad.
okay.
And on Instagram, it is. That's what it is. Instagram is Millie's dot kitchen underscore. So yeah, you can always find me. Reach me out. Contact me on my email, Millie's dot kitchen 07 at gmail.com. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so very much. We really enjoyed having the conversation with you today. We're excited about your future and what you're going to do, not only in the city of Nashville, but wherever it is that God takes you on your cooking journey. Totally awesome. Thank you so much. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Clap. You gonna do the claps?
She
Damn,
acting
you didn't want to
hilarious.
give me no claps.
No, she don't let me get. I'm waiting for y'all to finish talking so I can do the
Oh,
clap.
okay.
I'm playing. Thank you.
She just harasses me.
Thank
She's a
you.
bully.
No, women don't know.
Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to follow Amelia on all the social media things. And if you're interested in having her cater your next intimate get together or whatever, be sure to reach out to her. And before we leave, we got to pay some bills. This episode Just You Soap Company's mission is to provide enriching handmade natural products with love, creativity, imagination, and originality. They have a skincare brand that will provide nourishment and moisturization. Ditch the commercial brands. You shouldn't have to sacrifice your time, money, and health on mediocre products. No one should. Visit them at JustYouSoapCompany.com. You guys be blessed, be in peace, and we will see you next time.